There we go. Good morning, everyone. This is our last Wednesday of the year. So amazing. Okay, so today we're gonna play a little bit with being on our knees. Excuse me. So make sure you have either a blanket if you know you're going to want some extra cushion, or some of you had some of those uh, pads that you can put under your knees. So just kind of, proactively think if you might want something under your knees. We're going to start in hero pose on blocks. And there's tons and tons of options. Either you can be down on one at the lowest setting, you can be up on one, second level. If you're doing that, you might even want to stack one block behind the other or beside each other. That gives you a little bit more stability. I don't think any of you will need to go up on two blocks, but again, if your knees or your thighs are really tight, you might want to do that as well. So let's start by getting ourselves in a comfortable position. Now I've been warming up, so I can go lower than I would if I were just starting. If I were just starting, I would be up a little bit higher. The other thing to consider, right, is these tops, these fronts of the ankles, which can get really cranky after a while. So if that's the case, either you can put a little washcloth under each ankle, or just take a break every so often. Whatever we're doing, just set one foot aside, and we'll do enough breaks that we won't be here forever. So even though I'm warmed up, I feel more comfortable if I'm up one. So all of that to say, let's get centered. So feel your body on in the pose that you've chosen. And again, if this is too much compression for the knees, just come to a seated pose with crossed legs or straight legs. Much of what we're going to do right now can be done in a chair or seated in any other way that you'd like. And maybe some of you have your second block if you're not using it nearby, especially if your fingertips don't touch the floor easily. All right, there's all the caveats. So let's close the eyes. Let's place the hands where they feel comfortable and just kind of notice how you feel in this position. One of the beauties of sitting this way is that we can really feel the spine. It's much easier, I think, on the spine when we sit like this. The hips are elevated. We don't have the challenges of that rounding of the lower back. So we just feel that movement as we come back to center. As we take some nice deep breaths in and out. Notice where the shoulders are in space. Notice where the head is. Taking some nice, easy breaths in and out. And again, anytime your front ankles or your knees are chatting with you more than you like, just take a break from this particular pose and then come back to it when you're ready. Good. One more nice deep breath, everyone. And then let the eyes open up. Inhale, reach up. I want you to take the hands as if you were pressing them on the ceiling and press the fingers back. So a bit of a stretch for those wrists. And then bend the elbows as if you're pushing that weight down into the floor. Inhale. Flex and push. Good. 3 more. And down. 2 more. Good, last one. And flex, push down, and then inhale, reach up. Exhale, one hand to the floor, fingertips to the floor. If it doesn't reach because of the way you're sitting on your block, you can take your block under this hand instead, and then stretch. If you're on a single block up at second level, just be mindful that it can get tippy. Switch to the other side, take it up. Exhale, reach and stretch, everybody. Good, inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Next time we're gonna stay, so pause, hold it here, soften the shoulders, and then that top arm, I want you to just purposefully circle and kind of follow it with your gaze. So stretching and lifting, breathe. It's a beautiful day. Good, last one. Stretch out through shoulders, take the arm up, reach up with the other hand, squeeze the beach ball, and take that hand down, stretch it over, and then circle 5 times right here. Just breathing. So the front of the ankles do not get a lot of stretch, no kidding, right? Breathe, we walk with those feet flexed. Good, last circle, everyone. Stretch it out and take both arms up, big squeeze, exhale, let go, roll it out. Good, last one here, and then we're gonna take a break from the legs. Cactus arms, let's everybody twist to one side, take the hands down, open up the shoulders, find your breath. If you're comfortable and stable on the block, take that back hand behind you, reach for the opposite side waist. Maybe you even find your elbow, getting a good stretch here. Deep breath. And when you're ready, release, take it up. Exhale, cactus arms, twist to the other side. The hands come down. The chest is open. The spine is nice and long. The back hand can reach behind. Maybe it finds the elbow. And breathe. Whoo, yeah. And release. Inhale. Exhale, hands forward as if you were going to come into child's pose. Again, be mindful of your knees, notice. And if you can reach the hands to the floor, if not, I would grab a block and let it come this way. So either way, you should be able to feel the spine get long. So I want you to isometrically drag those hands back, get your spine super long, take all the rounding out of the upper back. And then soften and tuck your chin. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push the hands away. Good, one more. Inhale. And exhale. And then slide those hands all the way up. Take both feet out. Be mindful if you're on that block and it's up high, or maybe turn it down one. Good. And then simple here, just flex and drop the feet, right? Because you just stretch the heck out of this area. So I want to get them nice and warmed up. Good. Straighten one leg. Make sure you're steady on your block. Bring the other one in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it forward. Now, this leg may stop you from coming way forward. I kind of like that. If that's too much on knee or ankle, just move it forward. But let the thigh kind of be your guide so that we don't go back into that rounding area. So start to breathe. You can take the leg out more if you want to stretch a little bit more. The leg we're stretching, the foot's flexed. Draw the fingertips back, watch the head, neck, right? Some of us tend to lift the head too much. Big deep breath. Watch the extended legs knee, the backside of the knee as well. Make sure we're not going really hyperextending there. Keep it active. And then take the torso up, stabilize yourself, come into a figure 4, and then bend that knee. So here we are up on a block. Find your breath. Ooh, feet are a little cold. I have a concrete floor here and it's cold. Good, breathe. Come back to center. If you're okay with this, take your fingers, take them between each and every toe that you can. Try to get those fingers in there, and then ankle circles. And circle the other way. Just stretch them out. It's really good to do if you can for your feet, for your ankles. Good. And then pull on your toes as if you were going to pull them off of the feet and let go, and just feel that. Feels really nice. Release that leg, straighten that side. Maybe you start with the leg in a little bit closer. Good flex of the foot. Come on forward. Again, even with this pose, sitting up on a block can make this a lot more accessible for folks without rolling into that lower back too much. Good, big deep breath. If you got a little bit more movement, take the leg further forward, but let that leg be your guide. So my leg's not rolling out. I'm trying to move my chest toward that bent knees thigh. Good, breathe everybody. Good stretch for the hammies. And come on up, come into figure 4. That foot is above or below the knee. And then draw the leg up. Oh yeah, feel those hips. And breathe. Sitting up nice and tall, right? As you move out of that low back space, as you sit up really tall, we access this hip even more. And then take it to center, take those fingers between your toes. Roll it out, everybody. Circle the other way. And then give a big pull on your toes. And let go. That feels good. Good. Both feet are in front of you. You're going to take, I'm going to start to mirror here. So take your left leg back again. One leg forward, one leg back. Again, be really careful where you are on your block. If you're up more than a flat level, then you might want to just be more mindful or stack those blocks together. So hands come behind. We're going to keep this knee on the floor and stretch. Little bit of a quad stretch here. If that hurts your knee, I would take your butt up higher. That should help. So if you're not getting a lot of a quad stretch here because your quads are already relatively open, try to press the hips off the block. So as I try to lift off the block, that quad stretch, that thigh stretch gets deeper. Big deep breath. And release. Take the torso up, straighten the right knee and come forward again. So bit deeper stretch. Find your breath. Really pay attention to how your body is feeling in this. Exhale it out. And come on up. Bring one leg back. Bring the other one forward. Same thing on this side. Make sure you're sturdy on your block. When you're ready, just start to lean back. Often one side different than the other. Good, breathe. Give it a chance. So I notice for me, my left quad is always tighter than my right. I can't really tell you why that is because it seems it would be the other way. But if I spend some time stretching here, it usually helps my knee feel better as opposed to worse. Good. So remember that, right? That little push up off that block is going to deepen the quad stretch. Yeah, that baby's tight. I hope everyone is doing well out there today. End of the year practices, always good. And release, come back up to a seat and then straighten the bent knee and bring your body forward. A little bit deeper hammy stretch. Good. Nice deep breaths, everybody. So we want to try to maintain best as we can healthy practices as we come into the end of this year and into the new year. Let's not just wait for the new year. Good. Come on up, everybody. Last one here. We're going to take both knees back again. And I want you to take your knuckles gently to the soles of your feet. So you can, and if the knuckles don't work, you can take your thumbs to your foot. So I'm just taking my thumb or my knuckles and rubbing into the bottoms of my feet. Lots and lots of acupuncture points there, right? Reflexology points. There's all kinds of stuff. And it's really nice to just work those feet, kind of like a tennis ball, except it's your thumbs instead. Oh, all right, that's good there. Take the both feet forward. Wherever you are, imagine that you are in a squat. So you're on your block, whether it's low or second level, and you're sitting up really tall. You can take the feet a little bit wider. You can take the elbows in. You can take the palms together and come into this really sweet variation of garland pose. As we breathe, as we press the legs away, press the legs against the elbows. So I'm pressing the legs in as I press the elbows out. Again, lengthening the spine, working with the hips here. Big deep breath. And release it, let go. All right, come on off your block. And here's where you might want to have a blanket or something underneath the knees, just to give them extra cushion because you love yourself and you love your knees. So we're up on our knees. Again, if this is painful, I know for some, 1 foot forward is going to make a difference. It'll change what we're doing, but you can still work it out. So up on both knees, the glutes are active. Inhale, reach the arms up. I want you to internally rotate the arms and touch the palms, the back of the palms to each other, and just stretch it out. And then inhale, open the arms up. Internal rotation, back of the hands touch. You send the heels or the hips back, and then take it up. Good. 3 more. Breathe, everybody. Stretch. It's kind of a weird little cat-cow. And last one. And inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. I'm just going to turn forward so you can see what in the world I'm doing. Inhale, reach up. Exhale the arms out. If you can stay on knees, great. Turn the palms forward and gently bounce back. That's it. Breathe. Take the arms quarter way down. Stretch. Down, stretch. And then slowly bring them all the way up. Palms forward. And all the way down. Oh yeah. Tight, 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 tight. All the way down. And roll it out. We got one more here. Just check in and see how you're feeling on your knees. You can do this seated, okay? So arms are out. Internal rotation, external. In and out. Start to lower. In and out. You're just rolling through the shoulders. Breathe. Good. Start to take them up. Breathe. Internal and external all the way. And down. Good. Stretch it out, everybody. And one more, up and down. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Tone the belly. Give your glutes a little squeeze. And down. Working the upper body. And now shake it out. All right. So you're on your knees. If you can, hands to hips. I did not demo that very well. If you can, step forward with your right leg. If you need to put the hands to the floor first, go ahead. Adjust your knee if it's chatty, and then tuck the pelvis, draw the hips back, and again, stretch that quad. So right foot's forward, left leg back, stretch of the left quad, push into your back foot. Lengthen through that torso. Take the arm up. Oh, yeah. And breathe. Maybe you do a little bit of a side bend here, but if you do, check the right knee and make sure it's not rolling into the middle. Find your breath. Take the arm up. Listen up. You're going to bend the hips back. Take the arm back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, curl back. Inhale. Exhale, swing back. Inhale, up. Last one, swing back. Inhale up. Take the other arm up. Pause here. Exhale, hands do come to the floor. When you're ready, just slide the right leg back. And I didn't do that very well. Come up to your knees if you want and try to step forward without using your hands. Otherwise, just switch. Here we are, same thing, other side. Breathe. Press into the top of your back foot, stretching out that ankle. Feel that nice stretch. Take the arm up. Good. Breathe, everybody. And then take a little side bend if you'd like. I like this one. It kind of taps into the psoas a little bit more. Inhale the arm up, same thing. The left hand stays on the knee. The right arm swings up and then swings back. You're not really straightening the left leg, but it's going straighter. Good. 2 more. Last one. Hold that arm up. Reach the other arm up. Exhale those hands to the floor. When you're ready, switch sides again. If you can do it without hands, I don't like the blanket under my knees. I'm taking that out of there. Good. So when you're ready, right foot is forward and breathe. Take both hands to the right knee. Be mindful here. And then lean forward and breathe. So again, stretching the left side, the left front leg. It's pretty deep. Be mindful. And then press it up and see if you can straighten the front leg. Relatively speaking, the hands come to the floor. Flex your foot. And then point your toes. Now, blocks here, you could certainly use hands under blocks and point. Last one, flex really strong and point. Tone your belly. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands down. Want you to switch sides. Again, if you can do it without hands for that forward step, go ahead and do that. Breathe. You got it. Inhale. Exhale, hands to knee. Press forward. So this is fairly deep in the hip, but it's also a big old deep stretch for that leg. Breathe. And push up. Start to straighten the left leg. Hands come to the floor. Flex the foot. Find your breath and then point and flex. Point, flex. Good. One more. Big point. Big flex. Reach forward. We're almost done with this part. Step the left leg back. Find downward facing dog. Let's come off of those poor little knees. Once you're in down dog, pedal out. Pedal, 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 pedal. Go slower with the pedal. Really work through the feet. Breathe. Bend both knees. Draw the chest toward your thighs. Check the arms, the shoulders. Breathe. And then if you can, go straighter with your legs. Find your breath. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower the knees to the floor. If you can, come on up, hands to hip, step forward, right leg. This time, go ahead and grab your blocks. They may be more helpful for this one. Your front leg is forward. You've got good alignment. Flip your back toes under, lift the knee, and just hold really low. And breathe. 1, you're here. 2, your chest, more or less, rests on the thighs and the hands come out. Breathe. A lot of work here. All right, so hands come in, torso presses up. We come to high lunge. So we took a lot of weight in the front leg on purpose. Breathe. Reverse. Slowly come down. Chest goes to thigh. Hands come to block. Knee lowers. Torso lifts. And breathe. Release, hands come to your blocks. When you're ready, switch sides. So again, if you want to just play, it's harder to bring the leg forward without the hands, I think. So hands forward, and then they come to the blocks. Lift the right knee, fire up that quad. Your front alignment is good. Take your hands off your blocks and reach. Nice tone to the belly. Push into your front foot. Lift that torso up. Find your high lunge. You got it, everybody. Big deep breath. When you're ready, reverse, press back. Pause at the thigh. Hands come to your blocks. Lower your knee and take the arms up. Find your breath. Release those hands, both hands to your blocks. Blocks are low. Lift your right knee, slide back to plank. And breathe, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees. Come on back, child's pose or variation hero pose, and breathe. So, right, these flexes of the knees, I know can be super challenging. Make sure you are honoring your process, right? Your body. Whether this bent knee is good for you, you have to decide. But if you can bend the knee, it's good to bend the knees, right? The more you do, the more flexible we remain. All right, so you're in this, if you're in child's pose, come on up, come up to your knees, hands to hips, step forward, right leg. Take your hands to your knee, flip your toes under, lift your left knee. Inhale, reach up, find your breath. Exhale, chest to thigh, reach back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to blocks, a little slower than I just did. Step back to plank. Find your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Listen up. Lower the knees. Pretend you're going to child's pose. Stretch it back. Round up. Come back to neutral. Push off the block. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to hips. Step forward, left leg. That wasn't pretty right there. Breathe, inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to blocks. Lift your right knee. Hold here. When you're ready, reach back. Woo! And reach up. Breathe. When you take the arms down and lift up again. Exhale those hands to your blocks. Push out to plank pose. Find your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Inhale the arms up. Exhale back down to your blocks. Plank. Right foot forward. So there's a difference, right? Down dog to right leg forward versus plank to right leg forward. Find your breath. Let's play here. Hands are on your blocks. Now, if you want to go higher, you can. Just be super mindful that those blocks can get tippy. So we're keeping the hips down. We're going to squeeze the belly. We're going to see if we can get that right foot off the floor and step back to plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Sit back toward the hips. Round the back up. Release it into a nice cow. Neutral. Plank. The feet shouldn't have moved. Step forward, left leg. Hold your lunge. Breathe. Let's see if we can do that one more time. Both sides. We're going to add on a little bit. Here we go. Lift. Step back, plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Sink the hips back. Round up into cat. Release into cow. Take it to neutral. Plank pose. See if you can slide the right foot forward. Once you do, if it didn't come all the way up, find your alignment first. Chest rests on thigh. Arms reach back. Inhale, reach up. Woo, I know. Breathe. Exhale, arms back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back. Hands to the floor. We're going to plank, everybody. Try not to overlift the hips. Squeeze the glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Baby child's pose. Round up to cat. Release to cow. Come to neutral. Find plank. Left foot forward. That one's harder for me. Chest to thighs. When you're ready, take it up. Breathe. Exhale, chest to thighs. Reach the arms back. Inhale. Reach the arms up. Exhale, back. Hands come to your blocks. We're almost done. Slide back. Plank pose. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Woo. And find child's pose or hero pose. And breathe, everybody. Right, so it's amazing when we use, we have to use more muscle, right? More than that kind of momentum that comes through when we're doing down dog. So we work the hips more, we work the thighs more, and we breathe heavy. So just catch your breath, everybody. Just notice. Again, if the knees are getting a little bit tricky, maybe you take a few minutes break or you get some cushion under them so that they don't get chatty with you. All right, so we're back to being on knees. We're going to take the right leg forward. Same thing if you want. See if you can do it without having hands on the floor. If not, don't worry about it. Your hands are on your right knee. You stack your left knee below your left hip. So you're right at that 90-90 again. Take the left arm up and breathe. Little adjust there. And then take that same left hand behind right to your sacrum or that side glute and press that down as you lift the chest up. So a little variation on half camel. Take the other arm up. Again, deep stretch for the front thigh on the left. Big deep breath. And release. Hands come to your blocks. Either switch or do a plank in the middle. I know. Got a lot of calories to burn, my loves. Breathe. Lower the knees. Come on up. Step forward, left leg. Find that side pose. Come up on the knee so that your right side is relatively stacked. Take the right arm up. Find the stretch. Breathe. Circle that arm back. Take it to your back pocket. Lift up, take the left hand up. Breathe. And release, hands to the floor. Lift that knee. Plank pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up to downward facing dog. Oh, finally. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Bend the knees and come on up to standing. Ooh, and roll it out. Now, it was cold in here this morning. It's not cold anymore, right? Holy moly, how we can get warmed up. I love it though, I love it. All right, so again, knees, be mindful. Take your feet, it's not out here, right? It's not super wide, but it's at least 2 to 3 times your normal mountain pose. Ideally, feet forward, knees forward, crease at the hips, and just start to come down a little bit of a kind of narrow horse stance here. And take a look at your feet, take a look at your knees. Are they rolling in? Are they way out? Can you stack them? Pretty much knee to ankle, pointing in the same direction. And then just breathe, tone the belly in so that the back lengthens. Take your hands to your heart. When you're ready, you're gonna push into your feet and stand up. You're gonna take those hands back to your heart and squat down. How low you go is gonna be up to you. When you come up and stand, squeeze your hips boot and exhale down. Push into your feet. Don't let this be about your back. Press into the feet, make the hips and legs work. Good, we got 2 left. Breathe, squeeze up, exhale it down. Last one, inhale it up, exhale down, hold your squat if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the elbows off the knees if you were there with me, and stand up. Good, shake it out, everybody. And then the feet just a little bit wider than, maybe just not quite as wide as you just were. And I want you to swing, turning the opposite foot as you go. Just find that, right? So that back hip, back ankle pivots with you so that it doesn't get stuck in place. Good, we're gonna change the arms a little. Instead of just reaching side to side, when you turn, open up. I tell you, gravity is weird today. Open the arms up and then swing it back. Go the same side. Swing. Good, 2 more. Open the chest. And pause. You're gonna switch. So when you're here open, swing back. Open the arms, swing back. Open, yeah. And open, chest babies. And last one, open and release it and shake it out. Good, last one here, cross the elbows, open the arms. Cross, open, and open. Feel like you're in a Broadway show or something like that, just open those up, and shake that out, and then take both hands to both back pockets. Pull the shoulders back, tone the lower belly, push down into the pockets, and open up the chest, the shoulders. Draw the head back, but don't drop it back. And breathe. So standing camel, that's all this is. Breathe. And release it. Take the feet wide on your mat. Come into a forward fold. That's it. From this forward fold, step back, downward facing dog. And then lower to your knees. We're not going to be here long. I want you to grab your blocks. You're going to stack your blocks, second level, end to end, and put them down on your yoga mat, roughly halfway. Roughly. You got plenty of room, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And then come to table pose. So a little bit of a flow here with a cobra, with the hips landing on the blocks, okay? So again, easier on the lower back, gets us bending in both directions without hopefully the strain. So when you land, those blocks should hit the crease of your hips. So from here, table pose, everybody. Good hands, externally rotate those shoulders. You know all this. Flip your toes under, downward facing dog. Now, some of you, your forehead might actually touch your blocks. If it does, great. If it doesn't, don't make it, okay? Don't lose the upper body integrity so that you could touch your blocks. That'd be silly. From here, plank. From here, chaturanga. From here, cobra, okay? So got little training wheels here. If that is too high or too much for your back, first thing to try is to take the hands wider. Second thing to try is to take your hands more forward. Third is to come to Sphinx, okay? Choices, choices. Flip your toes under, squeeze your legs, lift to plank, to down dog. All right, let's do that again. Here we go. Down dog, plank, chaturanga, cobra. Toes can be unflipped here. To plank, to down dog. One more. I know this is a lot of work. Plank, chaturanga, cobra, cobra. To down dog. Good job, everybody. Lower your knees. Come on off those wrists. Shake them out. Give them a good squeeze. And breathe. You're going to take those lovely blocks and you're going to lower them by one. We're going to do it a little bit differently. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. It's been one of those like months. So if we're still laughing on December, whatever, 28th, we are good to go, everybody. All right. You're back to table, back to plank, back to down dog. Listen up. Come to plank. From plank, lower to your elbows. Lower the hips, Sphinx pose. Breathe. Notice how that feels in your body. Lower the upper body, take your hands wide, press up to a weird cobra. Lower down, Sphinx. From Sphinx to elbow plank. Here's the hard part. Don't do it if you don't want to. One hand, push up, other hand. Downward facing dog. I know, everybody. I know. Do what you can do. Plank pose. Breathe. Elbows down. Hips down. Sphinx pose. Find your breath. Should feel good. Hopefully not too much on the low back. Lower down, hands wide. Funky cobra. Breathe. Lower down. Now, either if that last transition was tough, the elbows to hands, then come right to hands here and move to plank, okay? So you're in Sphinx. When you're ready, lift the hips. One hand, other hand, down dog. Find your breath, lower your knees, and either child's pose or hero pose or anything else that feels good. Shake out the wrists. Good, almost done, almost done. I know this is a lot of work, and I acknowledge that it's a lot of work, but I also know how strong all of you are. So we do our best, we do what we can do, and we save the rest for another day, okay? All right, so the last one here is a little bit of work over the blocks. And then we're gonna be done with that for a while. So I want you to come into plank and then down dog. Here's the tricky part. Your blocks are low, they're right in front of you. I want you to see if you can step over the blocks with your right foot to come to a lunge. So you're gonna step over it. And it's a big old step for me even, and I tend to do that a little easier. So here we are, right foot forward, arms reach out. We've done this one a million times now. Press up, press down. See if you can step back over the block any way you can. I should have gone outside. And breathe. Here we go, left side. When you're ready, tone in. Maybe you come to tippy toes. See if you can step over that left side block. Chest to thighs, arms out, press up. Bring it back down. And see if you can get around and over those blocks. Let's do that one more time. When you're ready. Now there's options, right? You coming up on tippy toes gives us more room. See if you can clear it. If not, maybe you go around it. That works too, right? Breathe. Chest. Arms up. Goodness gracious. Chest down. Hands down. See what you can do. Go to the other side. Step over. Chest. Lift up. Chest down. Hands down. Step it over. Lower the knees. Holy moly. Child's pose or hero pose. So what we are hopefully learning is different ways to get where we want to go. You can step over, you can step around, you can bring it in and around, because we're all different. Find your breath. Okay, so last bit on knees. Okay, so what we've been doing here is working our way toward camel pose. I don't teach camel a lot. For many students, it'll get into their low backs too much. So we just stretched out all the things like our thighs, like our chest that we need to get into camel pose. The big thing is getting on those knees again. So we come up on our knees. Now, optionally, I don't love this, so I don't, again, teach this very often, but you can take your blocks between your shins, and so then when we reach back, the blocks are there. I'm not a huge fan. I don't do it myself other than to demo. I would rather see your toes flipped to under. The belly toned in. We've already stretched out these quads. So we start to lift. The chest is open, right? The tailbone is moving down. I'm creating all this length. Take both hands to your back pockets. Draw the shoulders back. Press the hips forward and breathe. One, you're here. That's more than enough for your body, your low back, whatever else is chatty. You can take your hands to your thighs. That's a little bit deeper. Please don't drop your head back. Just don't do it. Or you can take one hand to one heel and press hips forward and find camel and breathe. Release. Whew. Sit back and breathe. I know. There's a great way to do camel if you are at home and at a wall. Okay, and I can't really demo with where the camera is, but you basically take your block and you place it, you can place it like right here on the hips. And then you would press that block into the wall and go that way, okay? What that does is keep the hips forward, which really helps. All right, let's come to downward facing dog, everybody. Stretch it out. Even if you have good knees, you're probably feeling them a little bit just from the friction of your mat. Stretch your pose out really well. Walk the hands back. Find your breath. Soften the knees and come on up, come on up. Roll it all out. Shake it out. And then take one arm, stretch it across, drop the shoulder and just stretch that back side. Good, and do it the other way. So tendency here is to hike up the shoulder, try to drop it. Breathe. And release, shake that all out. Find a good steady mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back, press into one leg, turn the other one out, come to a simple-ish tree pose. A finger to the wall works well. Press your foot into your thigh, your hands come to your heart. Big deep breath. So if you're on your right leg and your left knee is bent, take your left hand to the inside of the knee, whoop, and take the right arm out. If you're the other way, do it the other way. There we go. So it takes a lot of hip interaction, a lot of glute interaction to hold the pose. Open up the chest, everybody. Take the other arm out if you want. Hands come back to your heart. Release and shake it out. And let's go to the other side. You pick your tree, you know what to do. Stand tall, turning that foot out, and then take it to your tree pose. Remember to keep this hip from sassing out, right? And then take that hand to that bent knee. Take the other arm up. Find your breath. Other arm up. See if you can smile. And release and take it down. Right to the front of your mat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Step back, downward facing dog. I want you to come to a seat. So there's an interesting way, again, if your knees are fine, take your right foot forward, cross your left foot over that so that your knees are crossed. Bend down onto your knees and then roll back and come to a seat. That was so easy, right? So just come into cross legs, everybody. I know that one of the really important things that we can do our whole lives is to make sure we can get from the ground to standing. We do that in yoga all day long, so it's not a problem, but practice, practice, practice. Sit down on the floor, put your shoes on, get up from the floor. We want to be able to do that as much and as long as possible. Good, inhale, take it up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Press it out, circle that arm. This is where we started. Big circle here. We did a lot more in the shoulders than we might think, right? All that plank. Good, last circle. And then take the arm up and stretch it back. Whew, and release. Other side, take it up. Watch that head neck tension and big circles. You should feel that stretch all through that shoulder joint. 2 more. Last one. And take the arm up and stretch it back and release. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, both out. Turn the palms forward, stretch both arms back. Take them into your back pockets, draw the shoulders down, keep the head in alignment, and just open up that chest, all that work we just did. And release it and shake it out. May or may not want your strap here. Let's take one leg out, Janu Sirsasana. A block under this knee if needed, right? Perfectly wonderful. Strap around the foot if you would like. First thing I want you to do is bend that knee a little bit and just use the palms of your hands or that kind of base of your fingers and rub all around your knee. Even into the thigh, right? All those connectors, use your fingers. We got to love ourselves. We got to love these bodies. Got to pay attention. All right. So straighten the leg, inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Bring the hands where it makes sense. Try not to round everybody. Strap blocks, another sweet way for Janu is your arms rest on your blocks. It helps keep the torso taller. Big deep breath. And just feel this, right? We've done tons and tons and tons of warm up. We've stretched the thighs. We have stretched the hamstrings. How does this forward fold feel in your body? Can you breathe here? When you're ready, press up. Release it. Take that same leg, step over, wrap your opposite arm around and come into a twist. Once again, you can take the back hand, wrap it around your back. Find your breath. If you really want to play, you can maybe find your toe. That's a little harder, so don't stress. Toe, foot. Find your breath. Release, come back to center, shake it all out. Release and switch sides. So bringing the opposite leg out. Maybe you have the blocks on either side. The torso is nice and straight. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Take your body forward. Maybe they're resting. Your arms are resting on your blocks. Maybe your hands are here. Maybe you're more upright. Right? No pain, everybody. Just a sweet, sweet stretch. Coming back to the breath every single time, every time. Good. One more nice deep breath here. We got to rub out our knees too. So before I forget that. Good, press up. Just bend the knee a little bit. Use the hands, the heels of the hands, or the kind of ball mounds of those fingers, and just rub it out. We were on the knees a bunch, so they might feel a little bit tender, but hopefully they're okay. Let me know. All right. And then sit up nice and tall. Lift that knee, step it over. Use the opposite arm to come into twist. Breathe. Back arm wraps behind if you want. And if you want, you can maybe find your foot or toe. Don't have to. Don't make it happen and have your pose be all wonky. No, no, no. Good, release. Back to center. Straighten the leg. Give me one good Dandasana. Arms up. Hands to heart. And shake it out. Good. And then maybe keep your blocks to the side of your mat. Take your feet to the top end of your mat. Use your core here. Roll your shoulders. Come halfway down. Well, not even halfway. Maybe a quarter of the way down. Lift one leg. And lower. Maybe lift the other leg. And lower. Lift the chest. Take it all the way down. Let your knees come to your chest. Stretch it out. This is a very deserved stretch, especially with all the back bends we did. Again, you kind of sneak the back bends in and they're really effective. Keep your right knee to your chest, stretch the left leg out. You can feel all that stretching and quad work we've done. Big deep breath. Switch sides, bring the left knee in, stretch the right leg really long. Bring the right knee in, stretch the left leg. Lift the left leg an inch or two off the floor. Take your hands behind your right leg and draw the right leg up. One, you're here. Two, the hands come down to the floor a little bit. Engagement of the core. Find your breath. Don't lift your upper body. Release, switch sides. Either your hands are around the left thigh or they're not. Either way is okay. Good, breathe. Both knees to chest. Allow the knees to roll to the right. Again, a twist, go gentle here. Where I'd like you to focus is a stretch of the left shoulder and chest. So maybe change the arm to find any remaining tightness in that chest or shoulder and stretch from there. Deep breath. Release that twist. Twist to the other side. Same thing here. See if you can find any area of that right shoulder, right chest that needs a little extra stretch. And release. Back to center. Lift the hips just an inch or two. Give everything a good squeeze. Everything, right? Hips, glutes, legs. Breathe. And lower down. All right, so we're going to find our Shavasana. Maybe you have these blocks underneath your thighs. It's one of my favorites. Maybe you grab your blanket and wrap them around your cute little feet, right? And knees so that your legs stay warm. Because in this little studio, it's cold. And then find a shavasana that really feels good to you. Feeling the hips settle down, feel the back settle down, rub those hands. And then let the hands come down to your sides. Shoulders open, chest open, heart open, belly soft. Soften everything down. Soften down, everyone. Let those thoughts drift through. For those of you who are ready, start to wiggle your toes, your fingers. Very slowly bring your knees to your chest. Rock side to side, allow the knees to roll to one side or the other, curled over to fetal paws. Give yourself a big hug. And then when you're ready, press up. Coming back to a seated pose that makes sense for you. And from here, bring your hands to your hearts. Bow to your own inner light. Let's let that light shine out. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you all so much.